I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Reynolds for the finance meeting.
We have any finance to take care of? Have you got a budget together? Yeah.
First thing is going to ask. I'm working on it. Don't forget I have till December 1st. So I'm not in another week. We're just extremely ill, and I had to take off a few days with him, and that put me a little bit behind, but we're getting there. We've almost got it together.
I understand.
Extremely hearing from you. Probably just give me this week, and then I'll probably be calling y'all for a meeting.
Is there anything else on the finance side that we need?
This federal audit. Remember, we had to have a federal audit because we did receive was for the airport was the main amount. So we had to have an audit, and all of you do have copies of that audit in your packet. There was nothing they found whatsoever, but we do have to prove that audit.
Cleanest audit I've ever seen. I don't know what you did with those. You covered it up pretty good.
Yeah, we got an A+, best I could read.
Oh, hey, we did good work.
Agenda.
I second it.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll put it on the agenda. The finance side.
Under just the regular agenda, we do have approval. Contract is in your packet. The judge is on that committee, and we did choose to go with the 2 employees from the city, and so they're ready. As soon as we approve this contract meeting, they plan on having their first committee meeting. So they're going to happen at the 911 center.
Mayor, you broke up. Who are you going to nominate?
I think the 2 that would represent us the best and would know about the 911 would be Doy Delacruz, Captain Doy Delacruz of the police department, and Fire Marshal Chris Brewster. We filmed one. Chris even worked at 911 at one time. For us. They would know what was going on.
No.
No objection from me.
None.
I'd answer if it just go into the regular.
Well, we are spending money, so.
Okay, well, Wayne, that goes to you then.
Well, I'm looking at the $90,000 originally going to do. They didn't increase it or whatever.
And the end of the judge, and then it with 911 board and us talking to our representatives and so forth, and talking to the judge, then we can move forward from that.
Okay, as presented.
I make a motion
We put it, okay.
for the agenda.
Second.
Any questions?
Okay, because they don't know the number of revenue they'll take in from the sales tax from the cell phones. So after 2 years, if they have plenty of money, this would drop down. Is that a possibility?
Yes, I would. I don't know if you remember, we said it did not go in the general fund. It goes into the 911 fund, and if there is any excess, their plans are to start using any excess from us, our monies, Rockport's monies, and their monies, and start upgrading the equipment.
that presents another question for me. I know that money is one from the cell phone tax, but our money is not earmarked for.
Told me it would definitely be
Yeah.
for 911 and what,
Our 90,000 a year plus any sales tax off the phones.
yes, that is correct.
Okay. Okay.
If there are any excess, if there's any excess money, they're gonna start many upgrades and
You said something too about hiring somebody else too.
oh, yes, he mentioned if we did, also, they're wanting to hire some type of IT person because since Robin left, they haven't had one over there. It's grades. So that was one thing they wanted to do was hire someone that had all the upgrades.
Well, usually the company you buy it from will help you get it set up.
Make a motion, we adjourn the finance. Oh, okay. I make a motion.
All in favor, aye.
I make a vote, we vote on it.
Any opposed, motion carries. We'll go to.
I make a motion.
Larry, the first thing I've got for you is we do need to do our second reading of the ordinance levying our taxes. It does not mean there's any additional taxes. It's just our millage that we have to levy every year by law.
I understand you. Okay, let's go on and take care of this in the Hall Street. Mary, you got any comments on that?
Condemn. Now it's not that we do have 9 every different contractors agree to take 3 houses each. So you torn down. So we're going to be able to tear down about 9 at the same time. A couple of those are really bad because the safety of everyone, then they need to be torn down pretty quickly. So those.
All right. Anyone on the agenda committee to place the approval of the federal audit on the next city council meeting?
I make a motion.
I hear a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Aye.
Larry, do we have an address? Summary?
Hold on a second. I don't,
Okay, DD Typeron
I
is
thought it said
fall.
Hall Street.
I've got Hall.
Yeah, it's it was 19 Fall Street.
Well,
I don't
Yes,
think.
should be.
I thought I saw it in there.
You did or didn't? Behind the 911. It's behind.
But the Fall Street,
19 Fall. I
12
misunderstood.
19 fall, okay.
Yes, FALL. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Okay.
1219 Fall.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. All right. So everybody's clear. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. We're back. No. Let me start over. In favor of putting that on next Monday night's agenda.
aye.
Now we're going to move to, I hear motion a second to approve the call center contract to put it on the agenda for next Monday night.
I make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I hear a motion? Second reading of ordinance levying taxes on next week's agenda.
I make the motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? On there. Now then. Second to put the condemnation on Fall Street. Put that on next Monday night's agenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, that motion carried. I'd like to see on the agenda for next Monday night.
Okay. We, that, Mayor,
I think, I didn't read how that's supposed to be at her discretion. Can you not?
Yeah, I think so.
okay, good, good.
But if you'd like for us to formally, I don't have a problem with. Put it,
Okay, put the mayor's two nominees on the 911 committee, city council meeting to be voted.
Second.
Discussion, favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. All right, Mayor, you got that on there too. Okay, anybody else have anything they'd like to put on the agenda? Wishing to appear? To adjourn?
So move.
We're adjourned. All right,
okay,
Mayor.
under mayor reports, I was about the timeline of the fire and police department. The only thing on June the 19th, that's supposed to say police. Y'all could go in and just make a note that it should be police station completion, and then on September the 20th completion. But that's just here with you. Also, to kind of show you, we talked about the sides, and he did another rendering, especially the side, the opening doors that you used to go into Fred's, because he was just what do you call that? The blocks,
Yeah,
anyway, the
cinder
blocks.
blocks.
The
Cinder
cinder blocks, and so this shows it more cohesive. And then also in here is the actual drawing for the inside of the police department. Wanted to get it laid out, and then
Looks like you added columns too. That looks better.
yeah, so we did do that, and then the next thing that in our packet, we've actually kind of like we did before. I do have Jacob here and my questions, but kind of look through that. This is actually the streets, how many miles on each street, and the estimate 16.11 million. So we're just gonna have to bid these buildings out and see. It could be we have to do some little bit of cutting to make sure that we've got enough in there left for this much to go into streets. But look over the street list. If you have any questions, anything that you lay on the streets. We tried to go with the same track. We tried to go with the street to them. Is that correct, Jacob? And so we actually met with information in place, and this is what we came up with.
Is this part of Pine Bluff that we haven't already done?
Yes. To the road, because right there, if you notice, David actually asked about Pine Bluff to the highway. The biggest problem on that street is that curve where they really getting about to the point that something's got to be done to it. So,
Have you got this listed in the order that? Have you got this listed in the order?
not necessarily. Probably what we'll do is we'll combine all deal and bid those out. We'll bid those out. So we'll kind of bid as and the company that's available to do the work.
That was my next question. Where's the?
We wanted you all to kind of look at it, trying to get some bids out. We're working on specs right now. The bid so that, you know, you apples to apples whenever you're bidding out with a company. So we're very close to start with that.
Question,
Yes, ma'am.
when you go down some of these streets, some of these roads, some that have the yellow, are they gonna be replaced?
Now, to you, if you want it lined or not, that was something we were gonna ask y'all, because once everybody in town's gonna want it on their street too, but if you'd rather see on every street, it would,
I mean, what I was saying is the replacement.
you wanna stripe the replacements?
They're not anymore. Are you gonna replace them? That's my question.
I can, yes, ma'am, if y'all. Y'all.
How much more will that cost, Mayor?
So how many?
And it's ongoing. It never stops.
Yeah, I don't think we need that, but I don't know.
You know, that's what we get into is if we do contacted continuously about doing and all. You have to be careful. You have to have a certain width of street to actually stripe it. So.
Yeah.
A lot of our streets specification to be able to stripe.
Well,
So you're looking at about another 11,000. So about 11.
oh, I'm sorry.
So it's about 11 to stripe all the ones that's on this list. To have the stripe.
One street in Walco Road. It's a lot of traffic.
The high traffic, that we could do that without any problem.
Yeah.
If that's what you choose to do.
Yeah, if there's a problem somewhere, I wouldn't have a problem. If there's a problem on the street, I can see more traffic and then just telling someone else no.
Well, and our justification is, I mean, if you don't know, because you get it started, but well, with trucks and stuff, we
Right.
do need that. So we're ready to.
Okay, that was my only.
Mayor, I have a question.
Okay.
On the majority of these streets, got our drainage repaired, where we're gonna do this, that it won't.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a little work done because we don't want to have to dig up the street and then fix it and then wait until, we don't want to have double money. So the answer to that one is we will get that particular street. And with us, what we're planning on doing is this winter, the prep work ourselves to save. We have to have certain kind of prep. What's it called? Crack sealer. Because we try to do a lot of sealing of the cracks ourselves because a lot of them need to have that crack seal done and keep the moisture from going down in there even with that new process. So we are going to be doing some of that this winter.
How far along you are?
Well, a lot of it's going to have to do with the temperature.
I know, but I'm just saying, if some of these, the drainage, I hate to see that.
We've done a lot of repair on a lot of these. We already have. Now, the one big thing that we plan on replace the street in whenever we do the street repair, because that's a little more than we can handle. We could do it if we had the apartment. Much for us to have to rent equipment and everything, then us just go ahead and contract that out. So we've been doing drainage already. We spent a lot of time and putting money on that. Okay.
I had someone complain about the water on School and Clarity, about the drain. So I just wondered if anybody ever looked at that. Down like where Clarity, where the four-way stop is there.
That thing needs to be dug up so that because infrastructure that's falling apart, the stormwater is going to be pretty expensive to do. Of that one, so it's going to be. Is that correct, Jacob?
Okay, someone had asked about it.
There's a board that involved, so that's bad. There's also one over by David's neighborhood that we've got to work on also. But what we've really been focusing on are the ones that actually have sinkholes. There is that one there that is literally the road is just sinking. One of our next ones that we do get hold of, but we don't know what we're going to find. We're just going to have to dig and see what's under it. We don't know. But if you go concentrate now, we've had a lot of sinkholes that have been happening, but it is on the list to be looked at. But the thing of it is when we do, Peggy, we just have to dig.
Okay.
Any
Back to the police station.
Oh.
We were doing some of the stuff. Did he ever give you any other new numbers on any of this stuff?
Yes.
Like what we wanted,
Yes.
not telling us anything else.
Well, that's pretty much all he had me. Now, he wasn't able to attend this meeting, but he's willing.
Well, your
Get him on the
bid's going to tell you. I mean, get it like you want it, put it up for bid.
That's what I felt like too. We're just going to bid it and see what comes up, and then we may have to take away.
This is definitely more on track. I think it's definitely pleasing looking at, I think, than just block work and,
Yeah,
building
I think what he did is going to be very minimal. I really do.
I do disagree with him. The stand at the road and look, and if you can bend up there on the roof, that's gonna cover a whole lot of that. There's no way. If you had a 6-foot screen up there, if you're standing out on the road, you're not.
In the back.
And there's no way, because 4 feet. That road down low when you're driving in. Now, up from the viaduct, yeah, you could see the roof still. I mean, if that's what y'all understood, that's not correct. There's no way. I could go up there and stand on that roof and hold a sheet of plywood. Y'all could stand out on my field to see that roof. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, but you look funny coming over the overpass, seeing a facade up there and then seeing the roof behind it, so.
I'm just
I
saying,
don't know.
if that's what just not.
No, I really didn't understand it. It's like a mayor.
Okay. Well, maybe I, anyway, just want to, I think this looks a lot better.
Yeah.
So that's really all I have. Oh, the only thing I do have is an upgrade on the COVID numbers. We do have 37 cases in our community. Many are in the nursing homes or crossing. That kind of varies, and so those numbers are not being turned into the office right now. But I also did get a call from the prison on Friday, and they told me that they had started taking prisoners back into from the county jail. Doing that because of the COVID. They have started taking those back in. To remind is the intake for every prisoner in the state of Arkansas. So coming in, they're inmates. So I was just going to let you know that is the.
Broke up. I didn't quite hear. Did you say in our community 37?
37. That
Okay.
does not include the nursing homes
Okay.
or crossing, and then there's 36. And that's because of county inmates being taken back into intake. So that's. Other than that,
I make a motion to adjourn.
do I have a second?
Second.
Second, remind everybody before they go off, next we'll meet Tuesday. We'll meet Tuesday.
Thank you.